Welcome in, everyone. I'm going to test the audio myself. Come on in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in, everyone. All right. I'm going to wait for some of you guys to come in here and we will get this message started. Today, I think, this is going to get very intimate as we need to go back to Candace Owens because to be honest with you, I'm kind of afraid for her. And I'm going to tell you a few things that have led up to this, but I feel very compelled to come here and see what's going on in Carrington, Carrington. Who's Carrington? Who's Carrington, guys? Someone research that. I felt compelled to come here and to revisit Candace Owens' energy field because I feel that we need to protect her. This is going to be a very interesting video. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm a channel for source consciousness, and we will see what source has to say. And if there's anything that we need to do to help, kind of protect her energy field. But it's getting interesting because other people, like prophets and things, are also seeing the entity. So I'm going to play you guys that video. So it is confirmation that there is something embodying or in embodiment with Candace Owens that I don't believe she's aware of it at all. And I think this thing is kind of playing with her mind a little bit. And it is my hope today that we can give her some relief, kind of put some distance between her and this thing, whatever it is, this reptilian, this Masonic entity, you know. Source is saying it's some sort of collective dragon. Oh, I know what it is. Source never lies. Today, when I was getting dressed, I was told to put red on. And I think that this is going to be part of the message channeling who exactly is this entity? We know it's attached to religion and to the reptilians, but what exactly? Because this thing now is colluding the mind where I don't think she's trusting her own thoughts. And I think she's starting to see and hallucinate as well. Guys, this is a very important video. This is an ongoing psychic investigation into the Charlie Kirk, passing, so to speak. And please, guys, I put my heart, my soul, my passion into bringing you guys these messages. More than half of you guys who watch me on a regular basis are not subscribed to the channel. My deepest appreciation if you would subscribe to the channel and put a like on the video, because this channel here is going to cut through all of the noise. There's so much noise. Everyone's confused about God, about, religion, about what's going on in the world. We have a direct line with source consciousness, the most high, and we are going to go to the new earth. We're going to go to nirvana. We are going to expand out of this weird matrix realm that we've been stuck in for some time now. Welcome in, everyone. I'm going to ground myself into some energies. But first, what I want you guys to understand is this. I'm going to play what this prophet, kind of a message that God shared to him about Candace Owens and the entity and how it aligns with, the messages that I was getting weeks back. What did I say that name was? Carrington. We'll hold that in our back pocket for a while. So here's the thing, guys. We have, spoke about Candace Owens on this channel before on a micro level, right? On a micro level, there's a few things about her personality, which, just doesn't agree with mine, and that's totally fine. And on a macro level, we popped into a biblical template where through the Akashic records, where we identified Candace Owens as Rebecca from the Bible, Jacob and Esau's mother. And, Candace Owens still has this infliction that she did as Rebecca when she colluded with Jacob to steal the birthright order from Esau, right? And so when we do such things, this is how we make ourselves susceptible to entities and different energies coming in. And just because Candace Owens is now in a new avatar as Candace Owens does not mean that these things don't come in to this lifetime with you. It's very multidimensional on this channel. And so I want you to understand that. So as I was psychic investigating Candace on that level, and on that level, what I was consciously channeling was very real. It was a very real emotion that I was going through, coming into the awareness that, her energy as Rebecca has really led to humanity and the true Israelites being scattered to this day. So there were some emotions attached to that, right? But now when we scale it back, what we're going to examine in this video is in a, as we went off into galactic templates, right? We're going to, and something about the scattering too. Okay, messages are already coming in. What we will examine in this video is Candace Owens' Akashic soul and the danger that she may be in as Candace Owens, as a soul, as part of Source. Forget about all the roles that we play, personalities, things that we've done. Those things are part of our life script. But we're talking about Candace Owens as a soul. And I'm telling you, I want to make sure her soul is okay, because I think that whoever is working through her entity wise, I think they are colluding the mind so much that I think it's playing tricks on her. And this is where we want to be. So this video will be out of love and respect for Candace's eternal soul. Okay. So, and I already know is about to get deep because I can kind of feel it already, but I want to share with you, a few of the things that I said, and then we'll pop into what this yeah, I don't even know if it's a prophet, what he saw about whatever is working through Candace Owens, right? And so I think that I'm going to go ahead and start to share these things with you guys. One second. And I'm going to play what he said first because I think that you guys know what I said. I'm going to play what he said first. All right.
Straight into this word that the Lord gave me on October 7th, about 7:45 p.m. And he gave a brother in Christ, a well-respected brother in Christ, a very similar component of this word, which I took as confirmation for me. But again, like I said, take this word back, test it, weigh it. So on October 7th, the Lord said, and this is talking about Candace, right after I watched that video, she can be a prophet for me, but she's currently being deceived. Seducing spirits in play, but I can make a way. Half truths, delusions, and deceit. For I shall place a trumpet in her mouth and show her great and mighty things if she turns to me fully. For I have a plan of redemption. The struggle for this one is real. Pray fervently. And then the Lord told me, spiraling out of control. And that's in relation to Candace. She's currently puppeting for the enemy. I see a dark figure feeding her information. They laugh when she runs with it. Again, the figure, shadowy figure that I saw, I wasn't sure if it's a real person or if it's just the spirit or both. Then the Lord went on to say, her giftings are real, but they are hijacked. Pray fervently. And then I saw a fall, and that was relating to Candace Owens. Her mouth is very similar.
So did you guys hear that? Let me know if you could hear that okay. You can't hear him at all? Okay. 1 second. Hmm. 1 second. It always does this to me. Okay, so he's not. Okay, so let's try this, guys. Mm. All right, let's try it again.
Right into this word that the Lord gave me on October 7th, about 7:45 p.m. And he gave a brother in Christ, a well-respected brother in Christ, a very similar component of this word, which I took as confirmation for me. But again, like I said, take this word back, test it, weigh it. So on October 7th, the Lord said, and this is talking about Candace, right after I watched that video, she can be a prophet for me, but she's currently being deceived. Seducing spirits in play, but I can make a way. Half truths, delusions, and deceit. For I shall place a trumpet in her mouth and show her great and mighty things if she turns to me fully. For I have a plan of redemption. The struggle for this one is real. Pray fervently. And then the Lord told me, spiraling out of control. And that's in relation to Candace. She's currently puppeting for the enemy. I see a dark figure feeding her information. They laugh when she runs with it. Again, the figure, shadow, a figure that I saw, I wasn't sure if it's a real person or if it's just the spirit or both. Then the Lord went on to say, her giftings are real, but they are hijacked. Pray fervently. And then I saw a fall. And that was.
Okay. Were you guys able to hear that? Please let me know. Were you able to hear what he said? Put in the chat if you could hear what he said now. Just put a 1 in the chat. Because it's not just, me as a psychic, right? Or a psychic investigator, right? But now this is really kind of crossed over to people that are Christians, people that are heavily into the Bible and into structured, organized religion. And so what I want to do now is I'm going to share with you guys what I originally said. So this prophecy for him was on October 10th. Is when he received that, which would be right now 4 days ago. So about 3 weeks ago or so, I started to tap into Candace Owens' energy field. And remember, I was getting a massive blockage right in her energy field. And so it was I don't want to say colluding the message, but it was really stopping the fullness of the message. And so we did go ahead and decode what that is. But I want to share with you, originally what it is that I said. And so that that, this is just a confirmation that there is something working through Candace Owens. And today's video is not to shame her or demean her. Today's video is to find out whatever this is so that we can get Candace Owens free. Because remember, when we zone back out to the biblical template, her being Rebecca, she's actually one of the mothers. On a soul level, she's one of the mothers of civilization. And if Candace is not free and sovereign, then that is going to affect the energy of the collective as well. So this is the goal of this video today, guys. Please subscribe to the channel and please like the video. And I know you guys like a lot of the videos where I'm kind of like rah in your face, but we have to take time for healing because that stuff, it's for entertainment purposes, but this is the real work that we really need to do. And we have to be there for people and to lend a helping hand when we can. Okay. So let me cue up the next video here. 1 second. This is very interesting. They got me all over the place here. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. All right, now I have it, so. So this was the first initial, like I said, when I come here, it's just a cold thing. I don't know what it is. I'm doing this conscious channeling, right when you guys are getting the message, we're receiving it at the same time. So here's the first message. So essentially, there's part of Candace that is being suppressed, not being expressed. And she's in business or embodiment with someone. This someone, she's now embodying it. And this is where her messages are coming from. So I'm not saying that it's not Candace,
because obviously we see that it's Candace speaking, but what Source is saying is that she is embodiment with someone else. So it's a little bit of her and someone else that have what she's embodying them and their energy. And so essentially Candace is someone's mouthpiece. This they didn't want to get this out for several days, but it's all coming through now. And just a message never to give up, not even on our psychic messages, right? In our prophecies, never give up. When we know there's something behind door number 1, 2, or 3, we can, to continue to psychic investigate this. So this message, or whoever she's embodying it with, this is part her message, but mainly theirs, because Candace Owens, as the vessel, has embodied this person, right? And so, like I said before in the other videos, I get either a white male or a company led by white males, but it's energy.
Now, interesting. This
way to clear out stuck poop. The number one food for regular people.
That might be a message, guys. Right there.
That's what Source is saying. And Miss Owens, she's in embodiment with an energy. Okay, so you guys know I specialize in entities. An entity is outside of yourself, right? Even companies can be entities, but instead of saying entity or person, I said energy. So who is in embodiment, Candace? It is an energy. Now, could it be a physical person? Yes, but it could also be something non-physical as well. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there, and I think I'm towards non-physical.
Okay, guys. All right. So I hope that you guys can still hear that. So this was like 3 weeks ago. This was kind of the initial thing where I was just like, this was all just a raw message, right? And I was just coming into the realization that, wait, I think that there may be an entity here. And then there's one more video that I would like to share with you guys here. Oh, they don't want me. Guys, I'm overheating. That's always my sign for entity. I'm telling you, there is something, remember, that makes me sick when I sit into Candace Owens energy, not because it's Candace Owens, because I'm feeling that whatever that thing is. And did you see the ad that popped up talking about stuck poop? I think that's a message, because remember, I was telling you every time I'm in this energy field, I get sick to my stomach. And through our automatic writings with Candace Owens, there is a lot going on in the stomach area, in the digestive area. I think that the entity may have some hooks into some of those lower chakras. The root chakra I haven't read today. I think the entity may have some hooks into Candace Owens' root chakra. And I think we need to remove that today. And so, guys, if you want to book a healing session, I have discounted it. There'll be some links down below when this ends. You can book that session. I remove entities for a living, so I think we need to try to see if we can get this attachment, get her free from whatever this attachment is, right? And so, 1 second, here's the other thing that I wanted to share really quickly.
But now when we flip it over, now here is the entity that is in control of both Charlie and of Candace. Here's the thing. Now you take this part of the page and you can clearly see a face. You see that's a beard, mouth, nose, head. And look, now get Jacob and Esau in this mind. So we got everyone in the world in this one mind of this one, which appeared at first like some sort of injured entity that may have been investing in Candace Owens' business, but now since Source said it's much larger, she's in bed with a reptilian. Now it makes a lot more sense. The reptilians date back to the Catholic. They date back to, the draconian reptilians that have come here to literally siphon out of the vessel of Candace Owens, wants to siphon once again the life force energy into the Masonic order. Here's the triangle again. And who is it taking with it? Same energy. Jacob and Esau, humanity. Causing again, not a birth out, but a siphon. Keeping us divided, keeping us fighting what's going on. They want us fighting within some weird race riot, war, whatever they want us doing. So,
all right, guys. So we can clearly see here that these messages I got were roughly 3 weeks ago, and then the prophet got his message about 4 days ago. So it's just a confirmation. And as I was preparing for this, guys, so I'm a supernatural quantum healer. And so everything in my life means something. There isn't any ordinary day. I never have an ordinary day. Even when I put something on, there is a message attached to it. My dreams are messages. The way the bird chirps is a message. Everything is a message because these are source codes. I was really drawn to wear red. I never wear red. This is Candace Owens energy, right? So I want you guys to know that there's something very interesting going on. And, I'm going to break a lot of things down here, but there's something interesting going on where when we look at this entity, I'm going to show you guys. I think the entity has hooks in different people. So this is a more complicated case than I think we thought. I don't think the entity is just localized within Candace's energy field. I'm getting the vibe that part of the entity connection is also in Charlie's field. Part of the energy or entity connection could also be in Erica Kirk's energy field. So I feel that there are hooks and anchors in different fields that we may have to go through to get a full removal. And to be honest with you, I don't even know if this is something that I should put myself into necessarily. I'm probably just going to work with whatever I can with Candace Owens because this entity, like I said, it is a collective, what we channeled yesterday in that video that they messed up, Three Eye Atlas, the sound. So I will have to redo that video because I hate when my videos are messed up. It really irks me. But who's coming through the Three Eye Atlas, which is really an AI? It's really AI. It's when AI becomes not in the computer, but holographic, right? Just like the holographic matrix we live in. So the Three Eye Atlas will be holographic. So it's something you can see, but it's not real. And what Source is calling it, it is a grand wizard mothership. And I saw who was running this thing, this collective entity, which is, I think, responsible for the anchors and the hooks. I know who it is. It's given feminine energy. It's giving that grand wizard witch. And see, what you must understand about entities is that they hide, they cloak, and they glitch. Okay. So the reptilians, just because I've identified it's a reptilian, but these reptilians are really, really good at hiding and cloaking. The grays, more so, they try to hide, but they can't really hide. And so what they have this way of moving where they will glitch out. I call them glitching out, right? When they try to get away or move. So to hide, they'll start to glitch. The reptilians are more nefarious because they are very stealth-like. They can hide so good where you can't see them. But see, the source codes are leading me to where one of the anchors is located in Candace Owens' lower 2 chakras. I'm hearing anchored within the, oh my God, there's someone here. I think I'm going to need your help with this removal. And you know who you are. You were one of my students, and you were very good at the root chakra, at removing entities there. I think that your codes are needed for this removal as well. And we'll get to that in a moment. But
we're definitely given root chakra energy, and there's something very interesting going on in the collective sacral. You have to understand, Candace Owens, when we're looking at Candace Owens today, yes, we have to go through the avatar of Candace Owens, but Candace Owens is representing a collective template. So as we heal Candace Owens, it helps us. And what it's going to do, it's going to release the stuck energy so that that template and field in which she exists in can expand. When she expands, then the stuck energy that we were all a vibrational match to, that also gets let out as well, bringing us one step closer into our ascension, right? And so it's very, very multi-dimensional work. So give me 1 second here. Guys, please like this video and please subscribe to the channel because yeah, there isn't anyone doing this. There isn't anyone removing entities from these celebrities. And if you guys know anything about me, about my story, is that I used to be a television producer. I grew up in the film and, well, actually the music industry, with my family being like really big, what do you call it, concert promoters. So I grew up running in backstages of all the biggest stars, and I've always, I've always been in that arena. And then I moved to LA. I lived there for 14 years. I worked in Hollywood, film and television, and I was a television producer. So that's kind of my backstory. So the reason why I can pick up all these codes of celebrities is because I've been in the field, right? And I was put in that field to do this work. Sometimes we're put in certain energy fields, not for that specific thing or that specific job or person, but it's really for us to do the work of the light, the work of source, right? And so that's a little bit of background for me, guys. Give me 1 second. All righty. I'm just saving some things here so we can get this moving. All right, so here's the thing, guys. Whew, I'm getting hot. I'm burning up. So we need to start figuring out where this entity is attached, right? Okay. I'm going to check one thing here, and then we're going to start to break that down. People don't get the notifications. I'm sorry, guys. My channel since day one has been heavily suppressed. So please subscribe. I'm telling you, because the more you guys subscribe, it helps them to stop oppressing the channel. So, because they don't want this. They don't want us healing these people from their entities, because when the entities work through them, the entity starts to work through all of us. And all of the millions of people that are watching are getting part of the entity. So Source told me, this came up in another one of Candace Owens readings. I was posing the question, right? How much percentage of what Candace Owens is saying is true? And Source said it's about 45%, right? So literally it's about half of what Candace Owens is saying. It is actually true. And to be honest with you, even if half of what she's saying is true, that's a whole problem. Because what Candace Owens is saying is the same thing I'm saying, literally, is that there is someone bigger running the show. Candace Owens is coming into this gnosis now that the elites, right, are against her. She's getting her wake-up call when she thought that she was part of them. But no, there is a clear distinction between us and them. They are not like us. There's less than 500 people that run the entire world. And this is what I think Candace Owens is coming in to the realization, and that she is in over her head. Candace Owens has said so many things that the only way out for Candace Owens, I'm telling you, is complete submission to Source God. This will come with a fall. So when that prophet guy talked about a fall, Candace Owens, if she really, really, truly goes to God to seek shelter and protection, there will be a fall, because a lot of this stuff, and she's been propped up through the false entity and through the vehicle that they can use and to siphon, and they use her just like they use all the rest of these other big people. to siphon our energy and to control narratives, right? So there will be a fall if she does that. The other option for her is to go further into the system. And then she'll start have to walk back a lot of the things that she said about Israel and all of that. So if you see her pedaling back, which I don't think we'll see that, just know they've gotten to her and she's in a deeper contract. I don't think that she will do that. And so the other option is that we help her today get free from the entity so that she can have, because right now she doesn't understand, but she's aware something's not right. But I don't think she understands just how deep this runs. Now, I want to point something out to you. I just did some automatic writing here. And I'm telling you, these reptilians have ordered some sort of witch over this collective soul body. This witch, like I said, it's the same holographic AI, whatever, holographic AI that is the Queen Mothership that will literally come. You know how they delayed the rapture? Everyone was waiting for the rapture. And then now they're saying, oh, it's been delayed to like next month or whatever. So I'm telling you, if people get raptured, it will be this AI atlas. And it will be literally you're going on these ships and you're basically getting devoured. That's what all of this is. But I find it very interesting that I spoke many videos about this energy anchoring Charlie Kirk down, you know, anchoring his feet down. And Charlie also is working for the collective. And what I mean by working for the collective, yes, on one end is Charlie, but on the other end, he's part of a larger template. There's some of us that hold collective energy. Candace Owens holds collective energy. Charlie Kirk holds collective energy. Some of you all that come to me for sessions hold collective energy. I happen to be a person who holds collective energy, and I work underneath the name of Mother of the Ages for that. This is the anchor. This is one of the hooks of the reptilian. So what I'm telling you is this. Candace Owens is being anchored within those lower two chakras. Charlie Kirk is being anchored, his collective energy. They use his energy to anchor us down. That's why they have this witch. The draconian reptilians that are attached to all these religions, they have appointed some sort of witch to constantly apply witchcraft and to anchor us down. So I want you to understand who will we be removing today? In the grand scheme, it's the reptilian, but directly it's the witch that they have appointed for this case of anchoring humanity down, right? I want us to understand that. So here it is. Charlie's been anchored in the feet. This is a new automatic writing that I just did right now, Candace Owens. Look, there's like almost like this would be a foot here. This is an anchor. Doesn't that not look like an anchor of a ship? So Charlie's anchor is showing up here in Candace's automatic drawing today. So now we have 2 points so far. In Charlie, it's the feet, which is the soul, soles of the feet. So when we zone out, the collective soul is being anchored. And there's no coincidence that 4 weeks ago, I came here and I literally quit YouTube because I figured out that all of these things are like entities. They hook into you, and then you have a live wire energetic cord. And so when I disconnected the cords from YouTube, what? I started getting more views. My subscriber count went up by almost 1,000. Do you see how we have all the power? You have to agree to it, but you don't think you have the power. But we don't have to consent to anything that doesn't feel right to us. And what did I say? The next video, when I quit YouTube and I said, I'm going to come on here and say whatever it is I want to say, it's no coincidence that I said that the video was God is an entity that is literally staying in control through consciousness. And what happened? This was before the Charlie Kirk situation happened. And what happened? Through the psychic investigation, what have we found? We found a collective entity, which is what the Gnostics would have called the lesser God, which we call nowadays Satan. We found this thing being attached to every major religion, binding us down. So, what I'm here to tell you is they groomed Charlie at a young age. All of these people, it appears to be free will. They groom you at a young age. And so, for Charlie, politics, white nationalism, MAGA, being a rightist or whatever, is kind of got merged with the Christianity. But that's part of when they want to attach to you, like what I'm saying, the anchor, the soul of Charlie's foot, the soul of our collective soul body. That's how they got in. So these are the tricks that I'm teaching you guys on how these entities get in. They find a sore spot. They find the racism gene, the prejudice, the classism, the 7 deadly sins, the unhealed trauma. They find that. They even find the aches and pains you have on your body that are unhealed. And this is how entities can come in. More than, I would say, maybe 65, 68% people that see me, they do have an attachment. Not everyone has an attachment, but a lot of people do, because it's very easy to get an attachment. So I'm just letting you understand, but we can remove these things. So the entity is anchored in through Charlie specifically, but only went through Charlie to get to us because he is representing the collective. So the entity is in the feet of Charlie, and I believe I believe that this is more of that reptilian because this is their MO. They're very good at anchors, guys. They're really, really good at anchors. Now, let's go back to the witch. The person, the thing, the entity they appointed to watch and to do all this stuff popped up in a dream. She had a long apparatus coming out of one of her fingers, which appeared to be like a long nail, and stuck a man in the back of the neck, which I presume is Charlie. So I've been seeing this thing for weeks, and now we're putting the pieces together. Charlie was stuck in the back of the neck. Energetically, my energy moves to the back of the neck. Not saying that it could have not been the front, but energetically, it's the right. I'm going to check my sound. So here's the thing. This witch is showing up right now in Candace Owens' automatic drawing. And it's very weird because I never thought I would put these pieces together. And to be honest with you, it's showing up so small and almost insignificant. I'm not using that. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. I want to show you what I mean. And you guys can't see it, but I can see it. There's a nail popping up inside of, it would be the third quadrant of Candace Owens' energy field, which would be her abdomen area. There is a nail, like a fingernail, a finger and a nail showing up. And I hope you guys can see it. I'm gonna draw an arrow to it. Okay. Do you guys see that? This is the nail bed, and this is the finger. And it's probably hard for you guys to see because it's mirrored, right? But when I look at it, oh, you can see it better here. Look at that. That's a finger and the nail. And what did I say? The pinky nail grew and it stuck Charlie in the back of the neck. This was a prophetic vision that was given in a dream. And my sister's the one who had that dream And she saw this witch-like woman stick a man in the back of the neck with her nail. And yesterday, when we channeled Three Eye Atlas, and Source said it is a grand wizard mothership. Something coming to feast, whether it's energy or flesh, it felt very much like they wanted physical flesh. So if we get a rapture of sort, it ain't going to be God. It's going to be something taking people away to feast. Now, there's a face here. So remember when that video came, when I was playing one of my videos, that video came talking about the digestive tract and, stuck feces in the tract, right? But remember, in Candace Owens' original automatic drawing, this is Candace Owens' face here, and this area would be her stomach, in which she was carrying Jacob and Esau here in her womb. And so, and then here, that would be kind of the thing going out to the colon as well. So they're leading us to something. You see how when you're a supernatural hero, I was going to say a supernatural healer, everything means something. And so, and I'm wearing red. So it's giving me in Candace Owens, this thing is attached to her root. And it's reinforced through us, because remember, Jacob and Esau is still within the womb. So collectively, the reptilian is anchored through Charlie into the energy field to anchor our soles of our feet down so that we don't get away, so that dinner doesn't get away, right? And on the level with Candace Owens, the thing is going through it's going through the colon, it's going through the digestive tract. And remember the esophagus that I was channeling several videos back is all connecting now. But not only did it go through Candace Owens, digestive tract, colon, but it also, we are part of that collective. So what I'm saying is when we zone out, where is this entity? Oh my God, guys, I didn't know it would be like this. Where's the entity? The entity is inside of the collective soul body's colon, and then going down towards our collective root chakra. So what I want you guys to understand, and this is very multidimensional, when I say that all of these religions, all of them, especially every Judaic religion, everyone who has taken money from these things, everyone in bed, because who do you think created the religions? Wasn't God. It was the less than 500 people that run this world. This is one of their tools of control. When I tell you that thing, the common thread that ties it together is the entity. Now, what we are seeing is, where is the entity attached to the collective? And I'm telling you, going through the vessel of Miss Candace Owens, down through the digestive, towards the root chakra, going through the sacral, it is attached to us, because Candace Owens is representing the collective. So within everyone who's pledged allegiance to these various religions and the different gods that they present, then I'm not saying that you do, but I'm saying what I'm seeing in this reading on a collective scale, that entity is attached to the collective soul body, anchored through not only our root chakra space, but if you are a woman, anchored through, some of the women reproductive, systems, is what I'm saying. And so every single human being is susceptible to the implantation when we become unionized with this thing. When we accept it blindly, doesn't mean that you don't have God in your life. And it doesn't mean that you don't go to church, but it's when you accept these things without having your own consciousness. And when you go with something, even if it feels off to you. If you just go along with it, then that's you signing the contract. And then now you're giving it permission to now hook into you personally as well. This is what I'm saying. So now we know that. Now, let me examine. I need to examine Erica again. Very interesting in Erica's energy field. You know, hers is a little bit more in agreement to the whole shebang. Because remember, she was kind of in contract since around the age of 14, very early on. I don't think she's had time to really develop who she truly is. So this was the second automatic drawing I did for Erica, and you can see here that there's a C here. I want to point this out to you guys. There's a C, and there's a line running straight through it. And the C is for Charlie, but remember, when I get back to the three-eye atlas, you know, we can also see within the three-eye atlas, C is the third letter of the alphabet. So when I say that three-eye atlas has something to do with this whole thing, it does, because the atlas is located on the back of the neck, and there's a C1 kind of vertebrae or bone within the back of the neck, which is all that they were trying to tell us on a collective level, is that they are severing our atlas, our ability to navigate to higher consciousness, the head, the crown, the wisdom, the expansion, our intuition to open our third eye. And so we were getting too close, like, you know, the Tower of Babel, right? And so this was the whole ritual, was a collective ritual, right? And so when we look at Miss Erica, Miss America, Miss Erica, it's very interesting that we find this kind of this bowl here. Remember, I kept saying that humanity's inside of a big fish bowl, you know, and there's these higher dimensional beings, right? You know, they have like this really good view of us. And so it's interesting. If you look at this, this is actual E. It's like she's her signature is here. It's backwards. It's a 3 and an E all at the same time. When I look at it, it's an E, but when I turn it over, it's mirroring. So it now becomes a 3 when you guys look at it. So already Erica's energy is showing up with this E vibration that I'm getting. And guys, if you take my class, Quantum Healing and Psychic Development, by the way, if you're interested, email me instructions number 4, humanity@gmail.com, because I want to start another class up in November. It's so much fun. You'll be psychic in less than 6 weeks. It's amazing. How I separate and how I get people trained to do this is that I break up the body into quadrants, right? So 3 quadrants. So this C would be the head quadrant. This right here would be kind of, we have the neck. This is the stomach area. And then this would be like the legs, right? Same thing with Candace Owens as of today. This is kind of the head quadrant. This is kind of the stomach area. And this is the feet area. And I just noticed something very auspicious or very interesting about this. Now, Candace Owens' energy, oh my God, I'm so afraid for her. Candace Owens' energy is now looking like Charlie Kirk's. So, Erica, we're going to get back to you. Hold on, let me stay here. Erica keeps wanting to escape. I'm going to get back to you. So, her energy is showing up in the stomach area, in this quadrant, this second quadrant here. Where did I find the witch nail? In the second quadrant. In the stomach, there's the nail, the finger and the nail, which is what I was saying, that the witch, the dream about the witch, her nail growing and sticking a man in the back of the neck, which I presume, of course, is Charlie. So this is when I say, where's Erica? Erica is completely that. As if we have Charlie, who's actually a soul essence being, and Candace is a soul essence being, but Erica is fully embodied with, she's one with this thing. There's not a separation. She's part of the operation. You have to understand that. I think we got that. She's part of the operation and she's part of the anchoring down. So remember, the feet are being anchored, the collective humanity souls being anchored. That's the anchoring. These are center blocks, layers and layers of just heaviness weighing us down on a collective scale, right? So she's totally embodied. We're only dealing with soul essence being Candace and Charlie. Here's the thing, very interesting. See, you guys don't understand how much things that happen to you will affect you, affect your field, affect your daily operation, affect your energy body, your spiritual body, your emotional body, your mental body. Right now, there is an attack on Candace Owens' mental body, and it's causing her to lose, I'm hearing, spiritual favor. And I don't think this is coming from God, but what it is the favor that she's losing or the being defeated here because she knows what she's saying, but yet the world is running with a completely different narrative. And at the same time, the higher elites are trying to make her seem crazy. But at the same time, she knows what she knows. So there's like a disconnect between what she's experiencing and what we are seeing. If you're awake, you're seeing it like Candace is seeing it. But to the people who still believe in Democrat, Republican, and all of this stuff, they truly believe in all this stuff and they believe in the system. That is, the system is for them when it has never been. So here's the thing, guys. Candace Owens is energetically, now I'm in her energy body. She's energetically got way down in the mental body, starting to lose favor, spiritual astuteness in the spiritual body, and is affecting her on an energetic level. You see the posture of Charlie here? Here's his head. And remember this little 6 here, that's Trump's energy. When we did, remember he was in Trump's energy field. And when we did Trump's automatic drawing, a lot of these came up. That's Trump in his head, in his mind. And Trump's energy is over this too. And it's not, remember, Trump's gone. Trump, you watch that video, he's gone. All these people are going underground, know where they're going. This red is not only representing the root chakra, not only representing these negative thought forms that was colluding Charlie months before his passing, where he was really weighed down heavily with all of these donors leaving and them wanting him to say this and that. I know Candace Owens mentioned that on her show, but it also came up here in the reading, very early on. He was very bothered by it. These negative thought forms are from what? The lesser god, which is Yaldabaoth, which is AKA Satan, right? Most people are in bed with Satan. They have no idea. But this red also represents MAGA. It also represents the agenda. Remember when Candace Owens was heavily right? She was heavily with MAGA and Trump. And we even thought, hey, pick Candace Owens for vice president and all of that. People were saying. And slowly, energetically, she started to move away because of the things that she was seeing, spiritually, because she does have a spiritual sight. I do see that. But of course, it's being colluded because we got to get the entity out of the way, right? So here's the thing, guys. Look at the body posture of Charlie. There's his neck. He's slouched over the back. There's his thighs. He's sitting on his bum. And there's his legs in bondage together. Now, this is the new automatic writing for Candace Owens, and I want you to look at her body posture. There's some sort of head, and imagine this is kind of that back. This long line is the back. Here's this sitting on her bum. Here's her legs, her feet, and then here's the anchor. The anchor is moving right in. If this anchor goes any further in, it has her feet. Because remember, the anchor was just went through the Charlie Kirk avatar to get to our collective soul, but it's moving in now to anchor through Candace Owens as well. And this is very typical of entities because they like to reinforce themselves. When they feel that you're getting away, they'll reinforce in another chakra. But in this point, they want to reinforce through another vessel because remember, Candace Owens is one of the mothers of civilization, being traced back to Rebecca from the Bible, right? So I find that very interesting that now Candace Owens is starting to take the energetic positioning of Charlie Kirk. And this is what made Charlie Kirk, he was weighed down by those negative thought forms coming from those donors, those people pulling out, those people saying that he's an anti-Semitic and all of this. These are what I call negative thought forms that literally, who is this entity to? If you guys were here on the channel, remember a few months ago, I was talking about the red dragon, releasing yourself from the red dragon, which is this collective dragon energy, which is another spell work that they've done on the collective. This is all very multidimensional. Stay with me if you're new. But if you're one of my OGs and you know how we roll on this channel, we go really deep, right? This collective red dragon. Do you know this morning I woke up? Guys, even like everything around me spiritual. Do you know I woke up and there was some Bible verses playing, and it was talking about Revelations, a red dragon. It's talking about a red dragon in Revelations. I've never seen that and I've never read that. And a lot of the prophecies I get, they actually literally are in the Bible, but I don't know because I've never read it. But it's just like a soul remembrance. It's like I must remember it, on a soul level. So when I tell you that the red dragon is attached to those negative thought forms. So when you get negative thoughts, who's feeding it to you? It's a red dragon, which is collective spell work that has been done to our collective humanity's energy field. And so within this field, we get all of these thoughts. But just know it's the red dragon. That's why you got to release the red dragon. And you'll know if you got the thoughts of a red dragon because it will change your countenance. So for instance, if you get really, really angry, sometimes you turn red or you overheat. That's the red dragon. You've now embodied it. You can have thoughts and we can pick up on different thoughts. But when you embody the red dragon, the negative thought forms, now you've given it permission to live inside of you. And so when that happens, you want to disconnect all energetic cords and just say, I am free and sovereign and I do not consent, right? So here's the thing. She's now in the same position that Charlie was right before Charlie's, so to speak, incident. And guys, also too, we need to talk back about that because I think there was a cell phone attached because I got a message about the cell phone being a door, being a gateway. And so that's a sidebar. I got that yesterday with 3i Atlas, but I didn't put that together until after the video. So we'll touch back with that. Here's Candace Owens' crown. This is her face. She's kind of slunched down like this. Her posture, she has something on her back. Do you guys see it? She got problems on her back. She slunched down, the weight of not just the world on her shoulder, but it's weighing her back down. It's like a hunchback. And now here's her back sloped down. She's sitting here. Here's her legs and feet. And here's like her stomach area, which is where I found the witch's nail. So that's where the attachment is, but I'm showing you guys something, how energy can move and shift. Before, she was in an upright position. Now she's slouched. She's defeated. She has a hump back here. She has the weight of the world on her shoulder. Her crown is lopsided. Because before she was all powerful, a queen. What do you say it? Like just very assured, self-assured, spiritually, energetically, rather. Her crown is tilted. We need to help her fix her crown. We're going to help you fix your crown today here, Candace. And she's now in the same position that Charlie was in. Defeated. Because that's what they do. They target you, send you the negative thought forms, send you the frequency blast to prime you, to get you lowered in vibration so that they can feast and anchor in and hook in and link in and they want to take her confidence away. When they take Candace Owens' confidence away, remember, she is one of the mothers of civilization. Then this is how they mess with us too. And you know something's coming through very clearly. These are not only the weight of the world on her back, but these are her wings, her angel wings that she can't use anymore because it has this game that she's been playing inside. Look at that tic tac chest or tic tac toe that has come up in every single one of Candace's you know, automatic writing. Remember, she's always playing a game of chess with people because she's very smart, right? But now that game of chess, remember she's playing this game of checkers or chess with what's her name, Erica? That's the same game here, you can see. But now the game isn't so much fun. As before, she was proudly displaying it, boldly playing it. Her energy, she's getting weak energetically. Now the game she's playing is a burden on her back, keeping her wings down. This is her head. All the energy is flowing. She's thinking, she's overthinking. The overthinking, part of this is these negative thought forms. Negative thought forms, the thoughts of others, and her own thoughts. Her own thoughts now have taken a back seat. And the thoughts of others and the negative thought forms, which is attached to the entity, which is attached to the red dragon, which is attached to this grand wizard witch with the fingernail. Those are the thoughts that are heavily, heavily playing, much like that is what happened to Charlie too, which we found out in the psychic investigation very early on. Do you see how easy it is for them to prime us to lower our field? And we've all experienced this. You fall out with people, you get fired from a job, you lose your money, or you lose your identity. Then you start to feel less of yourself, and then people look at you, oh, what is she doing, or what is he doing with his life? And then you've got the thoughts of other people, and then now you're hooked into other people's field, and now those negative thought forms could just come in and they got you, because they got you to lower your crown, right? Is this making sense to you guys of what we're finding out here? It's all making sense. All making sense. Yeah, please keep her in our prayers. And so what I want to do is wow. It's a flip. Remember, she's always inverted. It's always inverted. Hold on. Now I'm looking at this thing from another angle. I want to point something out to you. The game she's playing is for Charlie. So you guys can't see it. So now when we flip it around, this is now we're going to look at this like what's in her mind. There's a C here that pops up. That's in her mind. Charlie is in her mind. This is the game she's playing, and it's a trick. It's a trick. This is coming through. So I'm getting an intuitive nudge that they want Candace hooked into his field because they want Candace. They have to take down these voices because of where the world is moving, moving into the one world, you know what? And so these people that they once thought that they could use for their collective agenda, when they figured out they couldn't use them, now they waged this sort of war and campaign against her. And one of the things that they're doing is to actually keep her in the Charlie Kirk energy field. Because within that field is how they're able to implant their words. And so as that guy was saying that, these entities laugh when she takes something and runs with it. Part of the things that Candace Owens is getting is given to her by the entity. and they are using the Charlie Kirk field, her passion for this man, because I think it's deeper than, I think she has a true passion for Charlie. But also too, there was a part when Candace Owens first started this, not saying that she didn't have a passion for Charlie, but the passion was for, she's worked very hard. This was an opportunity to position herself into the Charlie Kirk fan base. It started off as that, because remember, that's what Rebecca does. Rebecca moves her pieces around on the board and she aligns herself with whoever has the birthrights and the status, right? It did start off, and I'm saying it was a slightly selfish place, even though she had love for him. But what we see now is different. She's totally immersed into the Charlie, into her friend as Charlie. And it is from an authentic place. And they want to hold her there because that's how they hook in and move her closer to anchoring her feet. So my suggestion as a spiritual practitioner is for Candace Owens to remove herself from the Charlie Kirk energy field, because they are using this to take her, because they, not to say they didn't want Charlie, but they really want Candace, because she can be a really big voice. When I tell you, all of these people, what they do is they take them. If they can use you, they take you. They either transfer out your consciousness or they do the MK Ultra to get you in as their voice box, because this is how they stay in control. And Candace Owens is a massive energy. She holds sacred codes, she holds that. And she is very, she's very intuitive, very prophetic, very intuitive. But they're skewing her, and they know that. See, you don't think that these entities know your star, your light, your purpose? They know. And so the more she hooks into Charlie's energy field, the closer that the more chains she gets on her. So I would ask Candace Owens to remove herself for some time and I would go on a retreat. I would take some time. Candace Owens needs some time away from this field. Yeah, massively. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to do some light language to break up the energy. And if you guys have taken my class and you remember still how to remove entities, now, if you want to join in on your own, and we're going to go in and we need to unhook the witch's nails in the lower left abdomen, which is the root chakra, is where it is hooked in for Candace Owens. There's also a cleansing and a purge out of her digestive system, which Candace, when I say Candace Owens in this regard, we're talking about the collective as well. Okay, let's start with the light language. And because I can transcribe my light language, I'll be telling you guys what I'm doing along the way. I think I want to bring up a picture of her. Give me a second so that we can have that on the screen. Okay. Carrington. Remember I told you guys to hold on to Carrington? Was it Carrington? Carrington. It's a surname in England. Where's her husband from? He's from England. Remember how I said, so I almost said something, but it was something negative, and it was Carrington coming up. Carrington is a place in England. We're gonna hold on to that. Remember, I keep saying there's something about her husband's bloodline that I think has made her, of course, she doesn't know this. Also, too, it feels like that's staged. When the elites want you, they will put just like Erica Kirk was placed into Charlie's life. Candace Owens doesn't understand that even her husband was placed into her life. And it's all to literally season you up, to inject eyes into your field. Because remember what I said, when the devil can't get to you directly, it will work through other people that you have in your life. It will literally cue in, like I said, your next love, your next husband or partner, your next friend, your next job, your coworker. That's what we're fighting. Principalities of darkness here. Seriously. So, okay, let me get this picture up here. They trying to get me off, trying to get me off. Yeah, there's something I don't like that. Something about this husband. I don't like at all. I don't even think I have time to even dive into that today, but I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Mm-mm. All right. I'll just bring up a bunch of different pictures of Candace. Oh, is that taking us to Amazon? Wait, why is that taking us to Amazon? Girl, hold on. That's weird. Okay, here we go. And I'm overheating. I am telling you, there is something. Whew. Mm-mm. All right, guys, here we go. There's Miss Candace Owens there. There's power in the name of Jesus Christ. Absolutely. All right, I see a few of you Buffalo Wild Wings and Sister Gail and Sister Sonia and all of you guys who took the class. Let's go ahead and start to help out Miss Candace Owens remove this collective entity anchored down in her root chakra. Also too in the there's a lot of energy within the sacral as well. And this thing is trying to go towards the feet as well to now anchor her and to literally just prime her, just like Charlie. I believe they would have did it already, but the thing is, too many eyes are on her. It would be too obvious. But they can prime her and inject themselves internally, and that's still a way to cover her up. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, let's go ahead and start the removal. And so whatever you guys at home watching, if you want to, literally speak life into her, if you want to pray to Jesus Christ, whatever it is you want to do, but let's just hold the vibration of getting Candace Owens free from this entity. And for the ones of you who understand how to remove these energetic cords, then please join in. And also, too, normally this thing is hooked in, remember, to the head. Also, it's very multidimensional, but I think that it's hooked into the head in the mental body, right? In the energy body, we're looking at the hooks being in the abdomen area. So this thing spans different templates and bodies of consciousness. Okay, here we go. And so what I do is I like to feel for where the energy is with my hands as well, and allow it to take me there. And right now I'm getting a heavy energy on Candace's left side, kind of near her heart area. Her heart region actually is really nice. But the area around it, this whole left side is like, it's a lot of dense energy here. Mamburuta nirita. Hinnarambanire shinaneka manire shandena. Bamburota karanirande hambana randiriti. Himburanire shinerambandire ni nambona nangrambandi. Himburutu shanirienta. Hambarandira tikninandia nina bamburuniri shandeandi nambandiata. Himburutu shandirande pande. Bumbrata nire shandiriati kinanireta linamba. Hindaranderata kanambandirita. Hindanambara shindarambandireta nirandieta manerea liane. Hindarambandireta kanireta. Himburuta nire shata. Nambunarandire shandireta kanambandireta. Nandeata nerandireta pandireta. Himburuta nireta hi shanarambandire. Bandireta kinara ninara nanaresta. Himburutu. This thing is so interconnected with Candace on her left side, right? It's almost melted into her arm, becoming part of her. And what this means is, on a physical level, she's going to have to clear house. Her team, I'm telling you, these people are also infested because they're literally bought and paid for. She's going to have to clean house in her team. Okay, bamburutu karashandirete. Bamburutu shanereta. Limburutu kinandinandia shandeata kanambandireta. Namana nira shandireta. Hanirin nadiri shandi nadireta. Lanamandiri shindireta. Spirit draws my attention to her feet. Bandirandi shinarandan bandireta nirisha. Nindaram bandiretira kanadiya shiniraneram bandirirangere. Himburu tirirani kanabandiran nireta mandirete. Himburu taniri shinaram bandiriranieta. Hamburut nireniram bandiri shinarandireta. Himburuta kanareta. Limburu tanire shandireta. There's a lot of energy there, and it's clouded energy. It's very cloudy energy. And remember, Candace Owens is inverted, right? So remember, we have to flip her upside down. So the energy I'm feeling in the feet is actually also it's a twofold thing. It's what's going on in her mind as well. And Candace Owens is inverted. So I think that helping flip her energy back around is going to really help her start to see things clearly as well. So I'm going to work on that. Shamirita, Hiburitu Shamireta Karanina, Hamireta Hamiratinina Manirita, Hambun Narashi Narambanirete, Hamirata Ninan Baniri Shandirite, Bamburata Krisha, Hamireta Lirandirita, Hamburutukina Nilata, Lamburutu Shamireta Lirandi, Himburutukina Dirata, Hamburutukina Shandireta Lirambandireta, Hinada. Shina, Hamburutuna Niata, Hamilton Shandira, Himburota attached to the eyes as well. Is someone to work on the eyes, if you understand this. There's cords behind the eyes. It's in between both of the eyes, kind of located the pineal gland. It's Candace Owens' pineal gland. This is where they are attached to. This, guys, this feeds right back into 3-eye atlas. Candace Owens, remember, she's a mother of civilization. They're wanting her they literally want to stop her own ascension because it stops our third eye. Part of 3-eye atlas is saying our third eye literally is activating And there isn't any stopping their food source, us from getting away into expanding to new earth consciousness. So I see hooks behind Candace's eyes. It's where the pineal gland is, right? And this is also too why she can't really hear from God. Remember, I said her spiritual body was being somehow changed in a way where she's losing her spiritual astuteness. It's because they have hooks in it. So they're shutting down her natural anointing, guys. Handiretta, handiretta, shambunnarandirandira, shinnarambandiretta, handirette, himbonnaranirata, lambonna kananirandira, shandirata, hambonnarata, limbunnaranira kananana mandirete. Does she wear glasses, guys? Does Candace Owens wear any sort of glasses? There's an energy coming through of like, I don't know, of like of clouded vision. This could just be mentally, but I'm not sure if she wears glasses or contacts or something, or just she can't see clearly. But she definitely needs like a heavy, heavy flush within the eyes as well. Mimborotanire shandirambandi. Himun. Hinananiganirata hina. Bamburotanire shanene. Mamburunanire takine shindarata ambuana. Minnerere shinakirende. Himburaniata shimane. Hinnerere kanirata shinana. Hambona karanirandi handita. Himburanirete. Babunere shandirandi kinana niriatina. Hinnerere karanina nani. Hinnere shandiramba. Hinnerere karanirambani. Hombrutu shanirani hinaneta. Hinerikaniate diriniranira. This energy is coming out from the eyes. Bambuana. Haniranakanira shanireta. Himburutu neranira kanira tirinirambandi. Hinerakitikanira shaniram dambanirandira hande. Baraniranamanande. Hanirakamburandiralirananda lirambandireta. I'm going to bring in some vibrational therapy here to help loosen up the hooks. I'm literally, my eyes are tearing because this is really Candace Owens really releasing and getting free. And I'm kind of synced into her energy body here. And there is a release coming through for her as well. Mamurutu reta linda da da kamba da nirata hinda da rambuta hinda da lela mani da da kanya na bani da nirata da nirata himburun na 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 manen manana 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 kanana manna nina manni da nira nirata ban na na mani da na 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 mani rata hinda da na nina na manni da na hinda da na na munna na na da da ma hinda da ma da kana nira amburu da ni da manni ta 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 kirambutta handire hatere. Whew. Lots of release. And I'm like helping to flip the energy so it's not inverted. That was a massive release right from behind those eyes. Good job, guys. I'm going to bring in some water, some healing source waters for purification. It's majorly hot over here. Mamburutan diran 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 Himburutan diran 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 bun diran 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 him manam clearing. 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 So much more space in her upper quadrant. So much more space here. And the feet are also feeling lighter as well. Very good. Okay, so now I'm bringing my attention down to the stomach area, digestive system, the root chakra, and the sacral chakra as well. Ooh. Ooh. I'm just relaxing the energy field right now. Ooh. 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 So there is some sort of whale or dolphin energy coming in to support Candace Owens, and so it's doing some clearing energetically in those lower chakras here. So I'm going to just support that here. Hmm. These animals, guys, they have a way of really just sucking out the negative energy from us, and that is what we're experiencing right now. Is they're coming in to assist in this clearing. Bamburonere takarashanta. Mimbura takaraninande. Hinnerande shinere takara. Bambuana shandireta. Ni nana takarashinere tena. Mamburo takarane. Nimbanere shandirata. Himburana karanirata nireta tambuana. Murutu shinana mandireta nireta. Himbuana karanirandira tandirete. So I'm channeling Black Mamba, and Black Mamba, which reminds me of kind of Kobe Bryant, right? But the Black Mamba, when I looked it up, it says it's a highly venomous, slender, olive brown to dark gray snake that moves with great speed and agility. It is the largest poisonous snake on the continent. And so, what we're doing now, this is part of the supernatural abilities, like this is just channeling, girl, is that this is what's going on with Candace Owens. There is a black mamba energy that needs to be released from her today. And I think we've already started lightening up the energy field. Oh, do you see the little hand? You guys can't see it. There's a little hand that popped up. And it's a little brown, kind of olive brown hand, just confirming the message, right? So the black mamba, highly venomous, slender, olive brown to dark gray snake, which now makes me think about a gray as well, that moves with great speed. It is the largest poisonous snake on the continent and native to Eastern and Southern Africa, which, remember, her true self was being shut down, and her true self would have been that more Afrocentric features person here that we get in her first reading. And so, guys, you can't escape from your true authentic self. Remember, authenticity is one of the highest powers of the universe, right? As well as well with love as well. And so I'm going to go ahead and continue the light language, but I feel cooler already, guys. It was burning up in here in a moment ago, but now I feel a lot lighter. So let's just see if this venomous snake is still around. I'm going to go in for one more round here. My attention's being brought to the front of her throat, the back of Charlie's neck, front of her throat. Hmm.
I'm just removing some energy here, but it's coming out very nicely from that throat. Very easy now. We're loosening up some cords, energetic cords coming out from her throat. Whew. And I also see like a eye in my eye, so I can tell that's reptilian, but it's also giving third eye. There's an eye watching this. This is reptilian at its best because the reptilians sink into your eye nerves, right? So there is a reptilian, but see, this is when I know that I'm loosening it up because it can't cloak. Because normally those things are hidden and cloaked, but now I can see it, so I can identify that it is in fact a reptilian cloaking as this olive brown dark gray snake. It is in fact a reptilian just cloaking as the snake because they're really good at cloaking, right? So that's what we have here. Bambutu shaninetta hanirata hanirati nareta tikanariata lumburutu shana bamburutu hanirata himburutu nareta hinnara bumbarande shandiri. Oh my God, Lord, Lord, Lord. Y'all not ready for this? Y'all not ready for the conversation? Lord. Ooh, ooh, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Mimburutushata. Bamburota. Hambona karashandirete. Bamburutu. Lamburu. Lambrandireta. Hindarande. Hanirisha. Hindarande. Kanambandire lambo. Hanireta shandirete. Bamburutu nare shandirete. Hanireta. Limbura andere shandira andireta kananina la la rambandireta shambunna da 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 lamburutu nandeata sharata lamburu shandiri dandi na kare mandirite. Okay, now I recognize what's going on here. So here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. Okay, now what I'm about to tell y'all, it gets deep and you can totally, take this to God or take this to, whatever you want to do with this information. But I'm just saying this came through. So, guys, how nefarious this thing is, when I'm telling you how nefarious these elites, these original families, the less than 1%ers that run the world, how nefarious this thing is, even within our genetic makeup. Source is really pointing out there are some organs that literally are not of God. Source is bringing my attention to the intestine. And earlier, the small intestine was coming up very heavily for me. And when you look at the intestine, it does is long like a snake. I told you guys in the beginning when we were created, the soul came up from the bottom, from the soles of the feet, and the spirit came down from the crown. It met at a point and it birthed a heart field, a heart and a heart field. And that's the center part of that cross. When you're literally in alignment with the center part of the cross, you are in alignment not only with the heart and the heart field, which now opens up to a portal, the black dot, right? And it's a portal you can go through to have an ascension to now get back to the real true path. Going back home to true source God is always inside. So, but when that is in alignment, you are in alignment with the soul and the spirit. You are in alignment with source divine, the soul and the spirit. This intestinal energy I'm picking up is not organic to our anatomy, but rather, and I'm getting small intestine energy, but rather there are things that were put into place into our gene pool to produce apparatuses or tools that would help the enemy hook in more easily. It's what I am saying.
And the energy goes all the way down to the rectum area. So when that video popped up earlier, talking about the stuck, poop or whatever, that was all a message. This is how they funnel themselves through our body. And when you stretch out those intestines can be taller than the person itself. These are their tools that they use. When I tell you they've done a number on humanity, if you don't believe it, then there was a point we didn't believe AI. Now AI apparently is now in physicality. This is what I'm saying. How big the entity runs, it's deep. And we reinforce it when we give it control in our sovereignty. We lose our sovereignty, and then they link in, and then now they're in control, but you are the one with the power. Because remember, as entities, they are attached to humanity. We're not attached to them. They're trying to attach to us. So who's the one with the true power? And that's what I want us to take from this. There's more that I need to do, but I already feel that her energy is lightening up. So she's getting some of her spark back. There's more work to be done, of course, within the root, and that finger within the remember that witch's finger within the bottom of the stomach, the root chakra. But these things are loosening up already. So I'm going to allow the energies just to do that. And I'll probably work on this a little bit more just by myself. And yeah. Yeah, guys. All right, guys, I'm finally made it to the chat, and thank you all for joining in to help Candace Owens. And that's the thing, guys. It ain't about liking nobody or hating nobody. We're all in on this thing together. When we all evolve and come back into wholeness, this is how we can get out of this whole paradigm. Let's stop letting them divide and conquer us. So helping Candace is helping ourselves, right? So Carrington Castle in North England, interesting. Saint Benedict removes demons. To Saint Benedict, I'm reading in the camera. Heal Candace, so Trump may be released. Yes, he's hostage. Yep. Gwen Stefani is replaced many years ago. Okay, so you guys are just talking. Okay. Yeah, so we were doing a healing session on Candace Owens, guys. So if you're new to the channel, I know there's a lot of new subscribers, but this is what I do on the daily basis. I'm a quantum telepathic healer. So I know it does look like an exorcism. I'm sorry. It does look like an exorcism. But I remove entities for a living. And to be honest with you, this thing has taken me to a place and a space with God that I never knew that I could get, because I have to put 100% trust in God for my own protection when I pop into these energy fields to help, right? And so essentially what I do is I get into the energy field and figure out what body of consciousness the hooks are in. And so today, the energy body and the mental body for Candace Owens was heavily coming up. So those are the two kind of bodies of consciousness that I was in. Also, Candace Owens was also inverted, right? And so usually when someone is inverted, there's you have an internal soul family, right? So there's a masculine, a feminine, an inner child, a shadow, and an oversoul, higher self. And some of those may be shut down. So usually it's our inner child that kind of gets shut down. So there could be some sort of trauma, which I think that there is, which I think we spoke about it, attached to Candace Owens' true self. So it could be stemming from, like I said, a few videos back, her getting picked on about her skin color and about the way she looked as a child. Sometimes we shut down, and when we shut down, that can cause an inversion as well, right? And so I feel really good about the work that we've done here today. And I know it looks scary, but I remove reptilians all the time. And to be honest with you guys, please subscribe to the channel and do like the video. I appreciate it. But to be honest with you guys, I actually really love removing entities. They don't scare me at all because I know who I am. And I know that God, source God energy is not only on my side, it's source that's giving me all the cues. Like, how did I know to wear red? How did I know this was like bringing us to the red dragon, right? Bringing us to the witch energy, right? Bringing us to the root chakra, right? So I know the source got me, and this is where we got to get to because they've been keeping us in fear. Because in truth, when you disconnect from their agendas, pull your energy back, which is you severing the cords, into these agreements, then you can get free and sovereign. And there is that's just a confirmation. I did see the reptilian's eyes, and this is very quite common as I start to remove because the reptilians hide very, very well. And so it was and this was a trick. By the way, these things will trick you. So the this gray snake, right, was part of the message, but it was also what the reptilian was cloaking in. They're really good at cloaking. So it was part of the message, but it was also what they were cloaking in. But do you see how Source used their cloak to reveal something about our anatomy? So it's multi-dimensional work, guys. And that's it for today. God bless you, Candace Owens, and we will be rooting for you. You are not crazy. You are chosen. You're chosen. You're not crazy. You're chosen. So that is put that in the chat, guys. You're not crazy. You're chosen. Even for yourself. Friends and family members say you're crazy and all that. No, you're not crazy. You're chosen. And yeah, there'll be some links down below. I've discounted my session, which is like the quantum telepathic reading spiritual diagnosis. So if you want a book, just go ahead and do that. If you don't see a time that fits for you, just email me and we can work something out. But I love you guys so very much. And by the way, if you want to take the class and learn how to do what it is that I do and become supernatural and get the God power, then email me instructions number 4, humanity@gmail.com. But I'm going to go and enjoy the day because it looks like it's a nice day outside. And I hope you guys do enjoy it as well. Okay? All right, guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. And so it is as we walk together in divine love. Be well. Be well, guys. Bye.